What's going on with you, Mickey? In terms of boxing?
Getting ready, man.
Really?
Yeah, getting ready to get that call.
You got anything in the works?
Getting ready.
You haven't fought since Bartholomew, right?
No, fight since then. So, yeah, hopefully I hear something this week.
Oh.
Yeah, hopefully so.
Yeah, 35 or 40?
35.
35. Oh, that's picking up. 35 of them picked up overnight.
Yeah.
It's a lot of names out there.
Yeah.
Hank going down to back to 35 after 40. He's going back down. You got Linares, Mikey Garcia. It's heating up down there. As a speed and conditioning coach, what do you look at when talking about on sparring day?
You know, we never go into the week or the month without having a plan in place. You know, the general things that we're looking for, so it all depends on that week. But of course, always footwork is a big part of it. You know, how's his fitness holding up through the rounds. You know, typically we'll also check his heart rate to see where he's at in between and see if he's recovering fast enough. But more importantly, it's like a quiz. You take a quiz, as far and after each quiz, you prepare for the test. So right now, we've got an idea of what the quiz is going to be, what's going to be on the quiz. It's just a matter of how well he does on the quiz. If he does well for the quiz, then we can continue to test him to see what's going to happen. But ultimately, these are just the small little auditions to get ready for the real show.
Sure.
You know, but definitely footwork and conditioning is a big part of it.
Now you come from a non-contact sport to an extreme contact sport. How was the mental change? To go from passing the baton to knocking fools out.
You know what's funny? If anyone who knows my coaching style or knows of me in a non-contact sport, I was ultra aggressive, very confident and very aggressive toward any and everything that happened. So me getting into boxing seemed real natural to me. It seemed real second nature to me. So the aggression, the competitiveness, the determination, you know, I was always ready for all of that. So I actually think I fit better in the boxing than any other sport because I am aggressive myself.
And one of my subscribers actually said two things. Shawn Porter is exhausting. That Keith Thurman-Shawn Porter fight was an exhausting fight. And part two to that, Shawn Porter wasn't sweating in the 12th round.
That's possible. That's possible. You know, I wasn't really paying close attention to if he was sweating. I was paying more is his legs underneath him. You know, because we definitely worked on a lot of the strengthening and the conditioning on the other legs. He took a couple of punches that you could tell his legs stood strong. And also, was he still have the cardio or the conditioning to keep coming at him? And he did that. He really showed that he was still in very good condition for that fight.
Now, April 22nd, it's the roll back to the belt. How inspired are you? Last question. How inspired are you to get back in the ring and know that quite possibly his next fight could be, again, Keith Thurman or potentially for another belt?
I haven't looked past this fight. I've definitely heard that you know, this is on the way to another opportunity, but you have to focus on this opportunity. You know, you can't even look past this, especially to a guy who's already been a world champion before, multiple world champions. So you can't look past him. I'm looking directly at him. So, you know, are we happy about the opportunity? Sure, but we have to definitely seize the opportunity first before we can even get too happy about it. So the goal is to, you know, do what we're supposed to do against Berto. Reset, look at the fight, and prepare for the next one.
Now, I saw Kenny Porter emulating you on the track yesterday. You used to do something when you ran track meets, something like that. Video. You told, I forgot to look for it. I saw you today. I'm gonna go look at it on YouTube. But you said he used to do what, kid?
He used to do a lot of stuff. He was a character, and
very competitive.
The funny thing about it was, I seen him run before I'd ever met him, and did not know for probably, I don't know, at least a couple times seeing him on the track. This was somebody I had watched before, you know. So I remember him running with, you know, diamonds in his ears. I remember him running with stunner shades.
Yeah.
I remember him running with jewelry. I remember him, you know, finishing a race and pointing people out, different things, you know. So, you know, he had an attitude. He had a mentality that he couldn't be beat. So I remember that. But I didn't know that he was that guy. I'd probably seen him 2 or 3 times on the track, and we had met and talked and things. I didn't even know it was him. And then I decided to go look. And when I look, I'm like, oh snap! I know who this is. You know, small world.
Now I asked Coach Wade the same thing. What do you look for on sparring day as the head trainer? And okay, before you answer that, how do you separate father from trainer on sparring day and fight night, for that matter?
There's no separation. There's no separation. Everybody got their own opinions about anything and everything they do, but if you're training a young man and you're spending time with him and you meet him when he's young and you're working with him and you're spending time with him and you guys are training and you're traveling and you're teaching him about how to eat and how to run and all these things, the closest relationship you want to have with him is a father to a son. That's the relationship you're looking for with every young man that you teach, that you train, so that they believe in you when you guys get on that highway and you go somewhere and they're nervous when they walk into the place, they never been in it, so big, and you want that relationship. That's what you're looking for. So as that young man goes on later in life and becomes a teenager, if he continues with boxing or does something different, you hope that some of the values, some of the things that you have instilled in him in boxing and that you taught him outside of boxing stay with him in his life, and he can make better choices and decisions. That's the relationship you want. I have that relationship. I don't have to build that. I have that relationship. So there is no separation. So every other young man that I've come in contact with along the way, I've had a relationship. The ones that stay with it, the ones that travel with me, the ones that came back and kept doing it if it didn't go their way and they kept coming back, didn't go their way and they kept coming back. I got a kid right now. I remember when I had him in the amateurs, man, I think he went like a year without winning a fight. And I just, you know, he wouldn't quit, and I wouldn't make him quit, and his dad wouldn't make him quit, and now he's a professional. I think he's undefeated, 2-0. So, you know, what would have happened if we had quit on him or let him quit on us when he was little? You know, we kept him going the whole time, and you know, he went on to graduate from high school and go to the military and got out of the military, and now he's a professional boxer. He may wind up here one day. You know, so that's the relationship that you want. You want to be that close to the boxer, and I just happen to have that with Shawn. You know.
And the second part to that question is, after in boxing history, let's just say recent history, since we have young boxing fans, once the fighter gets rich and successful, sometimes they have a tendency to leave. What's been the secret ingredient to, after the fame, the money, you're still his trainer, you're still his father, and there's no separation between that? There has been no separation.
Well, it's probably that if we weren't boxing, we still have a great relationship. So if we're not boxing, there's so many other things that we've done or do together. Everything from you know, have dinner together or on a regular basis, or you know, go to a movie together. We do that all the time. Or you know, go out and do karaoke and sing together. You know, double date together. we jump out of planes together.
I saw that.
There's just so many things that we do that we enjoy doing together. That
we gotta get on the quads today.
If
you can, yeah.
Don't forget.
I'm not gonna forget.
Yeah, don't forget that. You know, we ride them quads together. You know, we've rode camels together in the Sahara Desert. Not a lot of people can say that.
Is there a different feeling now when you see your son get hit versus the first time and versus now?
Only from a standpoint of, I wouldn't say it's different I mean, of course, as they got older, yeah, it's different. But I wouldn't say it's different in the truest sense of there's so much a different feeling. It's still, I cared then, I care now, but now it's more part of the strategy and the tactic is to be defensively responsible, fiscally sound, so to speak. You know, in this, you know, we want to be protective. We want to have offense and defense working together. So I was just thinking yesterday, let's serve and protect. You know, so it's just you know what we want and what we need that's being asked, and I'm asking him to do that. You know, it may come out and seem like it's so much more now, but yeah, it is much more at stake. Yes, definitely, but you know, it's the same thing. I didn't want to see you get hit then. I don't want to see you get hit now.
And what's the one-liner that you tell Shawn? You whisper in his ear. Before every fight, he puts his arms on your shoulders and he does a wiggle or something. You guys pray. Is there anything you say after or before that?
Is there something we're saying?
Well, before is there like a tag phrase you always tell?
No, there's not
Shawn?
a tag phrase. I just, you know, whatever I feel. I mean, I remember in the Keith Thurman fight when we were being announced, they were booing us, and our name was announced, and we would get booed, and we've never been booed before in anything we've done. And so I just said, let's take all that to, you know, whip his butt. You know, take all that in. Is they were booing. I said, let's take all that in. Just take all that in right now. Take it all in and use that to whip his butt. So.
And the funny thing is, it went from boos, people sitting down on the edge of their seat, standing up, and by the 7th round, he had 10,000 fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then they're booing the decision.
They're booing the decision.
And I don't know if anybody in here has gone back and looked at that fight at the end before they announced the decision. The crowd is saying in unison, and the new.
Yeah.
They were saying that. I ain't had nothing to do with that because they were the same ones that booed us. You know what I mean? But this is a part of boxing. This is what you deal with. I got a call from a very high source this morning, you know, and everybody got their own opinions. It's like the people that's going to make the little comments. Everybody got their own opinion. That's what this is about. It's an opinionated, it's your eyes and your perception of what you thought you saw and who you think is winning. So, unfortunately, you know, we don't shoot a hoop and it go in and the point come up. We don't kick the field goal and the point come up. You know, the person sit back and say the end of the round, this person get 10, this person get 9. That's the way this goes. And we don't know how that goes, but you know, it was a great fight, and we are putting ourselves in position. You know, that's why we want this fight with Berto and be successful in this fight. Put ourselves in position to fight the guy again.
Appreciate it.
So fast, I was just thinking about him the other day. I gotta hit him up.
Oh, yeah. Now y'all fought the same guy, but y'all never fought each other, right? No. Yeah, but y'all fought the same guy.
What common opponent do y'all have?
John.
Duh.
Let me throw this away.
And you said he was the hardest punch you ever?
Yeah, I got up from it though, you know what I mean? But one thing I hate, I tell them to this day, y'all took it from me standing up on my feet. I went to camp with him. I got his back though.
Okay.
Shawn called me, said, Shawn was like, is it okay if I get John your number? I said, yeah, I got some payback for him. But you know, we became good friends afterwards, you know what I mean? You know, it's a game. You know what I mean? But I said, this is the only way I can get you back in the ring, so I'm going to get you.
I would love to see both of y'all get a fight with him again.
He already said it. He said he's not going to fight.
But it was great. They were great fights.
Right.
Yeah.
I was trying to get
and
you
both
back.
of y'all,
Right.
both of y'all was doing really well.
Yeah. He said, man, I'll never fight you again. I looked at him. So I had to go to camp with him and get him back. But good guy, though, man. Funny guy, man.
I've interviewed him a lot of times. He's a real good guy.
Yeah, big Joseph, too.
How often do you think about that 10th round, Mickey?
I don't even think about it
You
at
know?
all.
You know?
But, I mean,
It happened. And then you move on.
yeah, right.
You move on.
I mean, of course,
But I would love to see a rematch. Just me, personally, I would love to see it.
I mean, we is gonna do it after. They like, man,
ain't no way in hell he'll rematch you after
like, we'll
that.
pay you whatever. But his trainer came in the locker room after the fight. He like, we ain't doing the rematch, so don't even entertain it or none of that. He was like, it was luck. He was like, we got lucky, we got it. We gonna run with that.
Yeah. I remember watching it on TV, and it was a pretty well maintained fight. So I'm by the 8th, 9th, 10th round. I'm not really engaged into the fight. I'm just expecting a decision.
Right.
And then, yeah, you know. So.
I was sitting next to the boy's mama.
Wow.
Oh, you was?
Yeah.
I know she was happy.
That wasn't no chosen choice. That's where they seated me.
Right.
And I'm sitting next to her, you know, and I just one of them situations. And that's another thing about this sport, unlike all the others. Any other sport, y'all guys would have played that team again.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You played that team again.
Yeah, this sport you could go around people and
y'all played that team again 2 or 3 times.
I was trying to get him back. They said no.
Yeah, Molina actually wanted Matisse at 47.
Well, dude, you didn't get to get him. What's his name? Herrera.
Yeah.
When they get stopped on the cutter.
Yeah, man, I was beat some breaks off of him. But, you know, it's the game. But, you know, I knew what I was going into. And my whole mindset was to stop him in the later rounds. Because he killed himself to make weight, too. He ain't take it serious. Like, when I see him, he looked like he was about, like, at least, like, 150. You know, the night of the weigh-in, I mean, not the weigh-in, but the day before, the media workout, he really was working out. I said, well, I got you, man. I looked at that Molina fight, man. It was an experience thing, too. You know, I've grown from it. You know what I mean? I don't think I was ready for a world title at that time, you know, because if that had happened to me in a world title fight, I may not have been the same athlete. You know what I mean? So I looked at it as a blessing, you know what I mean? Because I learned from it. I was mad, you know what I mean? Because he went on to fight for world, he put the marker for a world title and got stopped in the first round. I'm like, what? But it took me to another level, though, you know? It's a hard pill to swallow, but...
I understand.
Quartet, bring your bag third. Bring your bag third. Yeah, bring your bag third.
You know that man ain't brought no bag here since he came over here. You say what you want to say.
You get on my nerves.
He leave that bag at the house on purpose.
Yeah.
Tell you that right now. He even had a fight and tell nobody. I wonder why.
Oh, yeah.
He had a fight.
He
Had a fight.
Hey, you came back.
Tell nobody.
Who had a fight? No, it's like,
That man ain't brought that bag in here on purpose.